Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for this week. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome to the second week of December. We've just got about 3 weeks left, 3.5 weeks or so left till the end of the year. 23 days, I think it works out to at this point. So I'm here to do this reading for this week. It is for the next 7 days, but listen, whenever you get this, today, tomorrow, next year, it's going to be for the next 7 days. Not for everyone. It will not resonate for everyone today because we're just not all in the same place learning the same things at the same time. So if it doesn't resonate, that's all right. And if at any point at all, I don't resonate with your energy or you don't resonate with mine, feel free to take the same door out that you took in. We're not here to argue with each other. I don't really care if you like the way I read. I like the way I read. And as you can see, a lot of people in the comments do as well. So if you're here to spread your negativity, please, please, please go find yourself a reader who is going to engage in that negativity with you. I'm here to read for positivity in case you hadn't noticed. And I thank you so much for giving this a shot. But if you don't resonate with my energy and I don't resonate with yours, then feel free to find another reader on the platform. There are lots of beautiful readers here. So I am here to read from these 12 decks. I have got 12 decks here and I'm going to read a little bit for each sign from the 12 decks. And then I'm going to mark everything down below in the description so you can just click on whatever you need in order to view the sign that you want, or you can just view it by scrolling this video. Just going to ask you to please, please, please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. You don't really know what's going on. If you're trying to get information from tarot, you don't really know what's going on unless you know the moon and the rising sign. Sun signs are great, but they're just your personality, and those change with the wind, friend. You're going to change your personality 100 times like your socks. And if you want to know who you really are, find out your moon and your rising. And even if you don't have your exact time of birth, if you know you were born in the AM or the PM, you can get yourself a rising sign, and most sites will explain what the rising and the moon sign are if you're not sure what that is. All right, so if you are interested, my friends, in a private reading, private readings are open, and you can find all of the private reading information by going to the top of the comment section and clicking on that pinned comment. Click on more. You'll see the link for Hipsy. If you go to Hipsy, you'll see that my readings there, pre-recorded, begin at $25. They go up from there. Please check the packages to see what suits you, what suits your needs. I also do live readings, so if you're interested in a live reading, please check my schedule. It changes weekly as my life changes weekly. So check the schedule, and if you would like to connect with me live over the phone, face-to-face, or in chat, please go ahead and pre-book with me, and you will get between 5 and 75% off your live reading. All right, I think that's all I need to say to you today. Let's get to it here. Let's find out what's going on. Let's start out with the fire family, Aries. Aries, how are you? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. That's what I'm reading for. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. For the next 7 days, tell me about Aries, please. Tell me about Aries. All right, Aries, we've got the 5 of Cups. What's going on here? It looks like there is something that you're working through this week, Aries. Something that is emotional, possibly. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. It feels like somebody here is agonizing over money, property, effort, energy, time. It feels like either you don't know where your next investment is, or maybe you're worried about losing an investment of time, energy, effort, or money. Maybe you're regretting all the time that you have put into something. Maybe you're feeling a little angst over wasted time. It feels like a little bit of worry here with the 9 of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse tells me that there is something that possibly you're no longer going to be putting your time, effort, or energy into. We've got the 6 of Cups. It does feel like it is possibly a nostalgic thing. So it feels like it is somebody, possibly a person, could be a workplace, could be a situation that is in your memory bank. It's something that has been in your life for a long time, a while. It could be a friendship. It could be the Six of Cups could be family as well. It feels like there's something here that you've put a lot of effort into. You could have even invested financially into something here. And I think there is a worry that you're going to have regret. I think what you did is you invested because you felt the value in the nostalgic feelings of the situation. So this could be something you invested your time, efforts, and energies into because of the time we have in, because of the time we have spent together. Tell me why this Five of Cups is here for Aries. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Swords. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like this Five of Cups is the realization that something has to change. That you've got to stop putting all of your eggs in one basket, or you've got to stop offering so much energy, time, and effort to something that you're not getting anything out of. It feels like you're in regret about all the time lost. The time that you have lost by trying to cultivate something, build something, put an effort into something. The Queen of Pentacles is here, which tells me that you are probably the person who is very planned and organized, that you like to plan things from A to B, from January to December. And the Queen of Pentacles is also someone who's taking care of their health, taking care of, this is probably someone who's in ownership of property. I'm very solid, very grounded, take care of myself. My finances are good. It feels like somebody has come to the realization, or there's a moment of clarity here, where there's a realization here that something has to change, or that something is about to change. Because I feel like you feel taken advantage of, Aries, is what it feels like. You feel like you have done all you can do for the person that you love. The situation that you've given a lot to has not really given you anything back. And so I feel like you're about to cut someone off financially, pull your energy back, it feels like here, because the Wheel of Fortune is here. The new chapter, the new cycle is here, and it's time for you to move forward in your life. And it feels like you've been, I want to say, dragging dead weight. It feels like it feels like the friend who doesn't want to go on a trip alone, so they pay for their friends to go with them. Like, it feels like and you can't do that anymore. And it doesn't have to be that particular situation. I'm just giving you a metaphor. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune here. It feels like you've been stuck in a situation. I think it's basically born out of your loyalty for nostalgia. And the Wheel of Fortune here is telling me that it's time for you to move forward. And if these people are not going to follow suit, and carry their own weight, then you're not able to carry forward here. These are people we're talking about. It could be a situation or a job as well. Like, it could be the workplace. But it feels like, because we got the Pentacles here as well, right? Somebody could be leaving a job because it feels like I've given enough. They've taken all, that's why I left the corporate world, is because it just was sucking the life out of me. So it feels like that could be the situation if we are talking about somebody who's thinking about leaving a job. We've got the Two of Cups, and so I feel like there is, when we're in the Two of Cups, it's not always about love, but it is about deepening a connection, or, really trusting someone, because you trust someone with your heart or with your cup. And so I feel like somebody here is feeling the regrets of that. I probably shouldn't have given as much as I did. I probably shouldn't have deepened this connection as much as I did. It feels like something is about to change here, but I think it's because it has to change. The Nine of Wands is here. It's in the reverse, and it feels like you're trying to dig deep to get that, when you're running a race and you just have to dig deep for the last mile, or for the last, you see the finish line in the distance here. It feels like somebody here is coming out from behind the fear wall to do something. We've got the Chariot, to leave, to go. Yeah. I feel like there's victory in the future for you, Aries, but I also feel like you got to stop giving everybody free rides. That's what it feels like. I think that's your decision. I have to stop thinking that this is an even give and take, because the Two of Cups is the deepening of a connection between two people, but it feels like maybe emotions is all you're getting. You're not really getting much of anything else. We do have the Ten of Pentacles. I think we're talking about something that you've been doing for a long time. And I also feel like that now that the Chariot's here, because the Chariot is discipline, that you're disciplining the self and coming out from behind the fear wall and really realizing what needs to go on from here. I feel like you are like, I've just got to change things. Things have got to change, and I feel bad about having to leave or pull back my energy or not give any more effort, not do any more overtime, or just straight up leave the relationship, the family situation, or the job. I've got to think about my future. I think the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles tells me you are thinking about your future and how you are going to offer the time, efforts, and energies and pour all of that into moving forward and getting your balance as you move into the future. We've got the Queen of Wands, we've got the Five of Swords, and we've got the Magician. So I feel like you do have all the resources and all the skills that you need in order to create whatever future, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles being here, you're able to create whatever future you want. And that's because you're used to making big, bold moves. And you're used to being resilient. You're used to tripping over yourself and falling down, or you're used to the situations where you give too much and then you have to pull back. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's on the throne because they've mastered resiliency. They're not scared to fall down and scrape their knees. They're not scared to fail because they know if I fall down 5 times, I get up 6. The Five of Swords tells me somebody is like, what do I want? What do I want to create? What do I want to do from here? Because it feels like you're about to make a big, bold move to retract or pull back your energy, your energy, efforts, time, money, whatever these pentacles are here. I feel like you're pulling away from something. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the Two of Swords. Yep, you're putting up the blockade here, my friend. You're making a decision, and I think the decision is being made with intuition, not just with what you see. That there is competition going on here, or a little bit of indecision about where to place the block. It feels like that there is a decision that needs to be made here because you're tired of being in competition, or there's a lot of indecision or inward turmoil about what to do next. I've got to shut off and shut down. It feels like you've got to stop being so vulnerable with the people who are not going to respect your vulnerability. We've got the Seven of Cups. Death card is here. I'm just saying things are changing, things are ending. What's ending is your overthinking. I think you're finally going to make a decision about what to do. You're taking off the mask and you are seeing the illusion for what it was. It feels like there is a big change that is to show up here, but it is because of expansion, understand. You are expanding, but I think that the people in your life have been getting in the back seat and riding the coattails of you for a while, and it's time for you to move forward and let them take care of themselves. Pulling back your energy. We've got Taurus energy, Cancer. We've got Libra energy, Sagittarius, and more Cancer. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, more Sagittarius, Gemini, and Aries energy. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Scorpio is on the bottom of the deck, and we have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. All right. Let's look at Taurus. Taurus, how you doing, Bull Gang? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you, friends. Let's find out what's going on here for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days, whenever you get this. Tell me about Taurus. Give me some energy for the Taurus gang, please. Tell me about Taurus, please. Taurus, we have the Sun in the reverse. Now, the Sun in the reverse is still the Sun, but it feels like, although there is, you can see everything for what it is, it feels like something here is not growing, I'm going to say. It feels like Yeah, you can. It's like something's behind the glass. That's what I just saw. I actually saw a child and a lion, and there's a glass between them. And I feel like the child doesn't really understand what they're being protected from. They see the beautiful lion, they come face to face with it, and they don't have to be afraid because there's a piece of glass. I feel like that's what the sun in the reverse is for you. It feels like it's a protection. It's like you are getting the breakthrough. You can see things for what they are, but you're not able to touch it, feel it. You're not able to stand forward. Oh, the lion. Yes, that's right. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages from Charlie right now. And Charlie's reminding me that the lion is part of the strength card, which is a holding back. So I feel like you're supposed to be seeing something now, but you're not supposed to be acting on it. And that's why there's a glass between the child and the lion. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this is really interesting because although I did end up having, I noticed I had the deck in the reverse. I want to say that things happen in a reading this way because they're supposed to. And the Aries reading just also had the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Tell me more about Taurus here. Well, the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse. You're done with putting in your time, your effort, and your energy. And I feel like you're no longer making, you're no longer putting in extra effort is what it feels like. You're not quite ready. It does feel like with the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, you're sort of in the dead zone here. It feels like you're in the gray area, which where Taurus hates to be in the gray area. Taurus wants to know if the lights are on or off. Like, just, I don't want to know that I've got to have a flashlight to see in the dark. It feels like you want to know if it's yes or no. And I feel like what you're doing slowly is you're pulling away your energy from something here. You're pulling away your effort from something here. And it feels like if there has been a block to something that you've been hoping for, I want to say that, you know what I'm going to say. Rejection's protection. I know you don't want to hear it, but when you can't have something that you want, usually it's because, you know, you'll find out later on the reason why you couldn't have that thing. Maybe it was going to crash and burn and you weren't supposed to be in the middle of it. So we do have the Knight of Cups. Look, it could feel like somebody here has been in the dead zone waiting for emotional connection. Maybe you're waiting for a date. Maybe you're waiting to meet somebody. It feels like this Knight of Cups here tells me that there is a sullen sadness that you can see it, but you can't touch it. It feels like there's maybe someone that you know that's in your environment here that you have feelings for or that you would like to get to know better, but that person is not really moving forward. I think that that is the reason why you might be pulling your efforts and energies back. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to chase anything. It feels like somebody here is moving forward or moving on from something that possibly has not been yielding any fruit. It feels like this tree's not been yielding any fruit. Tell me why the sun is in the reverse. Oh, okay. Look, Charlie's in my head today a lot. So Charlie just showed me somebody standing under an apple tree. There's no apples along the bottom of the tree. And so that person has kind of got their hands on their hip looking up and sees that like halfway up the tree, they can see the apples are up there. I'm going to say there's no low-hanging fruit. You don't want the low-hanging fruit. You're going to have to get a ladder, and it's going to be a little bit more effort, time, energy to get what you want. But I feel like there's no low-hanging fruit, and I think that's good because rejection is protection. Anyway, back on track. Charlie's interrupting me today. Charlie is my guide, by the way. If you've never been here before, I'm that a little bit weird like that. I'm that kind of weird. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got the Five of Wands. And we got the Judgment card. I feel like that you hesitate. I think that you're hesitating to pull yourself away from a situation that's not working out for you. Look, this could be a romantic situation. This could be a job. It really does feel like there's something here that you really want, but you can't have. And it feels like you've gone as far down the path as you can. And it's not like you can walk through glass. And if you did, you'd get eaten by the lion anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all metaphorical. And if you're not into metaphors, then it's unlikely that would make any sense. But nonetheless, we've got the Six of Swords. This is about moving on. Something is already has movement. I think that you left long in your mind. You left long before this moment where you realize that you're pulling away your efforts and energy in the 3D, pulling away my energy. I feel like you pulled away in the mind long before that. It feels like you were trying to find a place of comfort or calm, I would say. Enough, you've made a decision that there is enough chaos. I'm done with the chaos. So it feels like you hesitated to pull away, but I feel like with the Judgment card here, Taurus, that you have finally made this decision to pull away, or you will make the decision in the next 7 days to pull away and to, the tables are turning. You're getting a new chapter. You're being birthed into a new part of your life here. And I want to say that the reason that you couldn't get what you wanted is because it wasn't for you. It may have been a lesson, and it's really important for you to find that lesson. I feel like this person was not of your caliber, I'm going to say. The nights are beautiful and sweet and kind of romantic and give your heart a bit of a flutter. But this person isn't somebody, there is somebody who's moving very slowly. There's somebody who is like wandering, dilly-dallying along the path, right? Not necessarily looking for anything solid, right? It's all fluid. Tell me about the Three of Swords. We've got the King of Pentacles in the reverse. And we've got the King of Cups. So I think that what you were thinking is, this person is just like a person who's inward. They're just a person who keeps everything under the surface. Elsie talks about the King of Cups being very stoic and not really showing things on the surface. But the thing is I think in this particular situation, if we are talking about a relationship, that this person doesn't feel like they have enough worth. So this person doesn't feel their worth, doesn't know their worth. This person might be feeling like they can't keep up with you financially, that they don't have enough to give you. And I feel like this person doesn't really know their worth. And so although they are someone who is showing up as King of Cups, very stoic on the surface, they're keeping everything under the surface. I feel like they're very emotional, but I feel like this person, the reason that they are showing up as a knight is because their heart has been broken, or they're still dealing with some sort of disappointment. That when the sun is in the reverse, it's things you can see, but you don't understand, right? It's like, because to me, the sun in the reverse is like the moon. It's not the moon, but it's like the moon. It's a place where we can see what's going on, but we really don't have a breakthrough or an understanding of it. We do have the Hanged Man. For those of you who are freaking out about my clearing of the throat, because somebody was having a problem with that, I am fighting off a cold at this time, so sorry, not sorry. Anyways, back to the Hangman. I feel like something is in a pause. I feel like you were thinking, this person's just stoic, it's in a pause. I really feel like that there's a sheet of glass between you and this person, because they're just not ready for you. That's what it feels like with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. The King of Pentacles in the reverse, like the King of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So I feel like you're thinking, I just need to wait for this person because they're just being stoic. I don't think that's what it is. I think that they feel like they can't keep up with you. The outcome we have is the Fool. It is the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Wands. And so we have, I feel that you are about to embark on a new chapter of your life where you are going to get reciprocal energy. It feels like there's a block here for a reason, I want to say. Because I think that whatever is blocking you, whatever is standing between you and whatever it is that you want, I don't think that's a tame lion, if you know what I mean. I don't think that that's for you. I feel like it could be quite dangerous if you were to get to the other side of the glass. So I feel like this Fool energy is telling me that there is a new chapter that's about to open. It's exhilarating, it's fun, it's exciting, and this is the place where you will get your reciprocal energy. And I feel like this block is in place for a reason. What's around the corner is the Six of Wands. We've got the Knight of Coins, and we've got the Chariot. So look, things do move forward. I know it's been taking a long time, and it's testing your patience. But we have the Six of Wands here. I really feel like you are going to get the spotlight. You're going to get the attention. You're going to get the excitement. You're going to get the victory here, Taurus. But it feels like it's just taking a long time to get to you because it needs to be in its perfect state before it arrives. And so the universe isn't concerned with your timeline. Isn't concerned about whether you're impatient or not. I feel like, the universe, the Chariot is here, and Major Arcana says, look, this is going to happen. It's coming at you. It's just that we have to do reassessments along the way. It's going to take a little bit of time. There is somebody here who is going to in their wisdom who is going to pursue, because the King of Wands always pursues what they want. In fact, always gets what they want. So we have the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant. I feel like you need to pay attention to the higher self. You need to listen to the structure that you have created for yourself. Follow your own path, Taurus. Mind your business. Do your thing. Focus on you. I know. You don't want to hear it. I know it. But listen, you're going to, this King of Swords energy here is going to give you a lot of clarity. In your higher self, you're going to get a lot of clarity about why you're being asked to focus on you, focus on your structure, focus on your own path. Because there is something exciting coming up that is going to make you very happy. It's wish fulfillment. It's just the thing that you've got your eye on at this time. I don't think it's for you. I think you're being protected. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, Cancer. Got Virgo energy. We've got Leo. Pisces is here. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Libra energy here. We've got Virgo and Pisces. More Leo energy a couple of times. We've got Cancer energy. We've got Taurus energy. We've got Aries, and we've got more Leo, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. All right. Let's talk about you, Gemini. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Gemini. This is your sneak peek for this week. Whether you get this today, tomorrow, next year. This could be something that might resonate with you, Gemini. We've got Justice. This week is going to be a week of restoration. Might be restoring your faith, restoring your energy, restoring some sort of a thought process, or bringing something into balance. We've got the Six of Swords. It feels like things are moving. It feels like this week you're going to be, pardon me, in a more balanced energy, but also this energy of being in a calmer place. I feel like the waters are calm this week. You're not dealing in the rapids this week, Gemini, is what it feels like. We've got the World card. Yes. Okay, so I'm seeing a boat, and the boat's on the water, and I see a sun that is lowering itself, so sunset, and the boat is sort of on the calm water at night, going towards the sunset. It feels like you've gotten through the storm or the chaos here, and it's time for you to close a chapter. This could be the end of the year, for sure, but I feel like it's sooner than that you're closing a chapter, and closing that chapter is going to bring you balance, restoration, and fulfill some sort of karmic thing. It feels like karma's being restored for you here. It's like Black Friday for you. Things are going to be going back to zero. You're going to be getting in the green here. We've got the Knight of Cups. And I want to say that the Knight of Cups is giving me the energy of passivity, of softness, of moving quietly into the distance in a way that I'm just going to do it by myself and enjoy the sunset and take care of myself and do the things that are good for me, for the opening of my heart space. The Knight of Cups is soft, Piscean energy, right? Is soft and dreamy, sort of. Let's find out what's going on with this Libra energy here. We've got Justice. Feels like you might be getting justice in something, not only the end of a cycle here and something that's becoming much calmer and softer, but it feels like there is something else going on here. I feel like your worries are going to be calmed. There's no more worries to be had here because you're making a decision, friend. I think that what has been causing a little bit of the angst or the anxiety that you've been going through as of late, like in the past, it feels like it is because you felt stuck, because you felt like you couldn't take action on something. And this will happen, of course, with the air signs, that they overthink everything. And so it keeps you stuck in this loop. You're in this loop, but I feel like the Two of Wands tells me that you're stuck in this place where you had to make a decision and you didn't know which one to make. You were worried about making this decision. But I feel like you're bringing it now into the 3D. When the Page of Pentacles is here, it can be the beginning of something, a message in the 3D. It can be a gift, but it also is the beginning of something. It is learning something, and something that's becoming tangible and real in the 3D here. So this decision, I'm saying, I feel you're making a decision about money, property, time, effort, or energy. The way you give your energy to a situation. We do have the Seven of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. Something is coming to the surface here. I feel like there is something that has been under the surface, and it feels like it is something that is going to be disappointing. It feels like it could be a money thing, but it feels like it could be about a person too. So the Queen of Wands is here, right? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. It feels like it could be that somebody here is going to disappoint you. Tell me what this is. Something's been hiding under the surface. Ten of Cups. Feels like this person could be in your family unit. There is disappointment here because of something that is being held under the surface that I feel comes to the surface. It does feel like there is a disappointment about the Ten of Cups. It looks to me like the Queen of Wands is moving into the future. I don't know who the Queen of Wands is for you. They could be someone with a fire sign placement. They don't have to be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries, but they don't have to be a person at all. It could be a situation of you moving into making a bold move of moving forward away from family, which is disappointing you. It feels like there is something here that's under the surface that is going to come to the surface, and it has to do with the Ten of Cups. Family, happiness. It feels like somebody has to move forward or move on, and it's disappointing. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Three of Wands, which I kind of like because the Two of Wands is here. This tells me that you're finally moving forward into the future. So no more standing around here. The Six of Pentacles is in the reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like it is time to move forward here, and you need to do it slowly. It feels like with the Six of Pentacles being in the reverse here, that you have come to a realization that whatever time, effort, and energy you've been putting into something, you're not really getting it back. It does feel like you've been breadcrumbed. And so that could account for this situation here. It feels like a realization, or somebody has come to a realization here that I've got to go to a calmer place, and the only way that I can do that is by closing the door. It could be a romantic thing for some of you. The Knight of Cups could be the romantic thing that you thought was going to end up in happiness, but it's just not going to work out. Like, it feels the Queen of Wands is giving me either it's a person or you moving into the future, deciding to make a bold move to finally leave it behind. And yes, it's going to be heartbreaking, but I feel like in the end, at least you know the truth now with the Seven of Swords. Something was hiding here. You could be letting someone get away from you. I'm just saying, because the Seven of Swords is here with the Knight of Cups, which indicates that somebody here could be actually hiding feelings and hasn't said anything. So they're actually giving up the Ten of Cups. Depends on your perspective and what you're here for. But we have the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like after a time of you giving a lot and someone not giving back, which could account for this, that I feel like you're ready to go off into the future here. Tell me what's around the corner for Gemini. We have the Knight of Swords. There you are, back up on the horse. Yep. And heading forward here, we've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Look, I like this. You get out of your head. So I feel like whatever you were worried about here, you were stuck in a situation that I feel wasn't working for you. No matter what the situation is, I feel like it wasn't working for you. Something was under the surface that you knew had to come to an end, but I don't think you wanted to end it because you didn't want to have to face the heartbreak or the sadness of something that was ending. It feels like you kept it fully tucked away under the surface for a while, knowing full well that you had to end the chapter. And I feel like this is you giving yourself permission to go. The Knight of Swords is aggressively moving forward. I'm just going to say what I've got to say. I'm going to be truthful and honest. I'll be as truthful and honest and kind as I can be. The Queen of Swords can be a little bit intimidating, but it's also putting up their boundaries and being honest about why they're doing that. I can't wait here anymore. I feel like you've gotten yourself out of this mental prison. I'm not going to wait for this anymore. This is probably not my 10 of Cups. I've got a whole life to plan. It feels like somebody here has decided that the future means more to them than waiting around for someone here, someone, something, a situation to transpire that possibly wasn't going to transpire. You should always keep moving, Gemini. And I think you know that because that's what it looks like what you're doing. You should always keep moving because what you're waiting for could be an illusion. That's what it looks like here. Tell me, we've got Pisces, Taurus, we've got Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Definitely an old chapter coming to an end, which could be the end of the year. Virgo energy, more Taurus energy, Aries, Libra, and Gemini energy. All right. Cancer. Let's find out what's going on with Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the next 7 days, Cancer, whenever you get this. Tell me about Cancer. Are we in the right order? We are. I thought it was in upside down here. Tell me about Cancer. What does Cancer need to know for the next 7 days? Got the Devil energy here. Why is that? Why is the Devil here for Cancer? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's an interesting combination. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. You're being pulled kicking and screaming into the next cycle here, Cancer. I don't think you want to go. I don't think you're ready. You're like, but wait, I'm not ready. You've got the bungee cord hooked up and you're looking down saying, holy crap, that's a long way to go. It's a long way to fall. Yeah, look at that. I'm a fool. It looks like you're on the edge, waiting to take a leap here, but I really think you're being dragged kicking and screaming. The Four of Pentacles is here with the Devil energy, and it feels like you're stuck because of fear, because of doubt. I don't think I can do it. I don't know what's at the bottom. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to say that the Wheel of Fortune is here, and whatever happens from here, whatever leap of faith you're taking here, I feel like it's going to be exhilarating. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune that you might be closed off to change. I think that's what it is. You would rather stay in the loop that you're in and be in this fear or this doubt or not really knowing what's coming up. I feel like you would rather be in that loop because you know what to expect from it. The Capricorn, right, is really very planned. You know what to expect. In your own hell, all right? It's not a fun place being here, but I feel like you know what to expect from it. So I feel like you want to stay there. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying, nah, bruh, it's time to move forward. We've got to go forward and get into the new cycle. Expansion is here and everything is changing and it's destiny. And I feel like you've got like a death grip on the door frame. You don't want anybody to pull you outside. And I'm going to say that this energy here, it feels like free fall energy, like anxious energy, but understand that this could be excitement as well. The only difference between excitement and anxiety is there a bear chasing you? Like, is something chasing you? I feel like it's probably more exciting than anything, but it is change. And I don't know that I think I'm speaking with someone who doesn't do well with change. You do better with plans. And you like to follow the plan, but the universe is ducking in here and saying, sorry, time for stuff to change. We've got Queen of Wands here. We've got the Nine of Cups. It's very interesting because with the Queen of Wands and the Devil here, it's like, remember I said that you're stuck in this loop, but at least you know what to expect, and it's because of this. Because of the Queen of Wands energy, you're resilient. You know how to get up when you fall down, and you're okay with falling down because you know how to get up. You're an expert at the first aid, right? We've got the Nine of Cups here. It feels like somebody here is scared to deal with happiness or alignment. It feels like you know what? It feels like somebody who has lived in chaos for a while, or chaotic thoughts, or maybe obsessive thoughts. It feels like somebody who's dealt in chaos for a little bit. And when you peel all the chaos away, then where are you? You have to get used to alignment. You have to get used to being happy. You have to get used to wish fulfillment. You have to get used to calmness. And sometimes that can be a hard thing to deal with. Because if you're a person who thrives in chaos, who thrives when things are moving too quickly, and that's the reason that you became the Queen of Wands, because of your ability to be resilient and hit the ground running in any situation, you're very confident about the bounce back. I feel like you just don't know how to receive stability and restoration and happiness and alignment. I feel like this scares you, because without the chaos, where will you be? A lot of people are like, I would love if it just give me a break and stop being so crazy in my life. But once the craziness stops, we start making the chaos, because we can't live without it. The 10 of Wands is here, the King of Pentacles is here, and the King of Swords is here. You know what? It feels like somebody who's always done the grind. Cancer, I feel like I'm talking to a Cancer who is very strategic, who is used to having to think their way in and out of things. It feels like there has been a time of financial burden. And this financial burden, I feel, is about to be lifted. And I'm not saying that you're going to win the lottery. I'm not saying that you're going to become a millionaire. I'm saying that all of a sudden things start to meet at the end of the month. And I don't know why that is. Maybe you're paying something off. Maybe you're on the last payment of something. It feels like it's done in a legitimate and way that you have worked for it. I don't think that it's just dropped on you like pixie dust. It feels like with the King of Swords energy here that you've always been the realist when it comes to your foundation, when it comes to your stability, your property, your home, your house, your mortgage, all of that. It feels like somebody here is about to drop some sort of financial burden, which is going to level you up financially. But I think that the chaos is that you're used to having to be strategic and go through all the paperwork and work your way around things, finding the workaround instead of going through. And I think that some sort of brick wall has just dropped. And now you're like, well, what do I do with this? Really? It's like you don't know if you should step across or if you should just wait, maybe there's a car coming. Like, it feels like you're not really sure, because you're so used to being in this energy of the King of Swords, being cynical, thinking things through, making decisions that are kind of brutal in your life. And I don't think you're going to have to do that anymore. And you don't know what to do with that. The moon energy is here. Things are not as they seem. It feels like somebody is like, really? There's no traffic coming? Like, can I just step out and I'm going to be okay? Like, it feels like that sort of energy. Tell me about Cancer. Something's going to be okay, Cancer, and you're not used to it. You're not used to living in the calm, and I feel like the calm is about to show up, and it's going to freak you out just a little bit. It feels like the Fool. It feels like taking a leap of faith and jumping into something that I know nothing about. You don't know where you're at because you're used to being shut off and shut down. But I feel like some really heavy burden is going to be, whether it's an emotional burden or a financial burden or a burden of the mind, something is going to be released here and you are going to be able to go free. The outcome, we've got the Two of Cups. We've got the Two of Wands. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Somebody here could be about to make a decision about a long-term investment in a person or a decision. We do have the Two of Cups here. It's the deepening of a bond, or reaching out to someone that you have not reached out to before, or it's like the dating thing, right? You're reaching out to someone. The Two of Cups could be deepening a bond, but the Two of Wands then tells us that this is a decision, a place where you've been stuck and not taken any action on because you're not exactly sure what you want for the future. It feels like your future is bright. It is abundant. Things are going to go great for you from here. You're making legacy-like decisions that are going to impact your legacy. And so I think that's why this is freaking you out just a little bit, because you are in a place now. It's like when karma is cleared, it's like we come to this life with karma. And when we finally work through all of that karma and we get to this place where we go back to zero, it's like Black Friday, right? It's like we go back to zero again. Everything's in the green. And we're like, wait, what do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. Tell me what's around the corner with Cancer. We've got the Chariot, we called Cancer, and there you are. And we have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. I'm going to say, Cancer, this is traveling toward you aggressively. This is coming up really soon, quite quickly. This is very Cancer of you. I would say the Queen of Cups being here is that you can sense it. You know that it's coming up, but it might be something that you know that's happening in the 3D, but it does feel like it's going to make you cry. I feel like it's going to make you emotional. It could make you cry. It could leak out the eyeballs, right? And it feels like it's because of something that finally has movement. It's happening quickly. It finally has movement. And now it's like you've had to discipline yourself for so long, but now the feminine masculine energies or something that was out of whack is coming back into alignment here. And now you can get in the Chariot and go, look, maybe you're buying a car. Maybe now you can afford to buy the car you've always wanted, but it feels like it's going to make you weep. Like it's going to make you exhale. You don't have to hold up your sword anymore. You don't have to have the boundaries. You can now get into your emotional energy, which I feel is going to make you very emotional. Yeah. It feels like it's a surprise or a shock or it's good news. One of those. We do have the Six of Wands, and I feel like you're going to be back on top of the world, looking down on creation. That's a song, isn't it? On top of the world, looking down on the creation. I can find a... Yeah, I can't hear the words, sorry. I don't know the words, but you might look at that song. It's something from the 70s. God, I hate 70s music. Anyway, it's something from the 70s, and it's all stuck in my head because I grew up in the 70s. All right, so we have Cancer and Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, more Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, Cancer, more Taurus, Libra, Pisces energy, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, Cancer energy, there's more Aries here, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. Look, everything is about to change here, my friend, and I feel like you're holding on, like I said, to the door frame for dear life and saying, no, I'm not ready for this change, but it's a really good one. And I think that is what you are scared of. All right. I mean, I don't think Cancer is really scared of anything, but it doesn't feel right. You're used to having to be in the struggle. Tell me about Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. Leo, this could resonate for you this week, but could resonate for you any week, the next 7 days, whenever you find this. Tell me about Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This week, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, I feel like you've been waiting for this to roll up. That's what it feels like. Something here is nearing the end of its journey. You've been hoping that this journey that you've been on, this really long journey, that's taken forever. You've been hoping it's coming to an end. I think it is. I think you're coming to the end of a cycle where you felt it was going really slow. You couldn't accomplish anything. I have to keep getting off the damn horse and reassessing situations. But I think it's because you're building some sort of a foundation. It feels like you're building roots, or you're growing roots, I would say. You're getting rooted in something, and it required everything to slow right down. And so I know that would frustrate you, Leo, because you're a person who just wants to get it done now. So I feel like you began to lose hope, or it felt hopeless. I feel like you are at the end of this cycle of building the foundation. Now look, when we're, especially when we're building a house, right? It can be really frustrating because we're waiting for this thing. We want to live in it, right? But we're waiting for the foundation to be poured, waiting for all, everything that they put in place is for a reason. It's so the foundation stays firm and, the house doesn't cave in. I feel like you've been waiting so long for something that I think finally comes crashing through your door. Yeah. Something is getting movement here with the Eight of Wands. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands. We've got the Four of Swords. It could be healing that we're talking about. It could be that you have been unwell for a while, and so it felt a little bit hopeless. I feel like whatever you've been healing is taking a really long time. It doesn't have to be health. It could be mental health. It could be physical health. It could be financial health. Something here has been taking a long time to repair, but I think you're at the point where Yep, the horse is walking up. We're tying it, securing it, getting off the horse finally. You're at your destination. Or something is rolling up for you that is finally telling you, yeah, you can check out, my friend. I feel like you've been stuck in this hotel hell. The Eight of Cups is here. It feels like you can disconnect now. You can detach. No more waiting. It's like you finally are detaching from this emotional part of waiting for something. We've got the Three of Swords in the reverse. I really like that. One more card, and we've got the Hermit energy. It's something you've been waiting on, and I think that you've been waiting on it alone. This does feel like healing. It feels like spiritual healing for some of you. It feels like dark night of the soul healing. Somebody's been healing a broken heart, and it's been taking a really long time. Now, when I say a broken heart, I don't necessarily mean romance, because look, the only cups we have here is the Eight of Cups. I feel like somebody here has been healing from life. I feel like life has just got you down or has been really rough. And I feel like you are healing from some of the things that have been taking a really long time to heal from. You are detaching emotionally. You have no more time to spend with your emotions back there. You're detaching. One last look in the room and you're out. You're ending it. We've got a full moon here. We've got a full moon here. We've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the Death card. And we've got the Hierophant. You know what I just saw in my mind's eye? Charlie showed me, the medieval movies. And there's like these, this is what reminded me of it here. All of these, it feels like, how am I trying to explain to you? It feels like something's coming down, all those boom. And all of a sudden it just shuts the door. It feels like those Seven of Wands here feels to me like you're protecting yourself from anything else that could hurt you incoming. It feels like you're now putting up your boundaries and burning everything else to the ground. You're flicking the lighter over your shoulder and saying, I'm out. It's time for you to go on your own path, make your own structure, do your own thing, find your own traditions, teach the way that you will teach. It feels like everything is about to change and you have found your boundaries. Now this could be boundaries with people. It feels like it's boundaries nonetheless, that you're not allowing anyone into the yard anymore. You're going to meet them at the property line and just say, well, thanks for the muffins and see you again. I feel like you're going to be very selective about who you allow into your environment because you realize that it's not always going to be an even give and take. I feel like there are foundations that you have built here. There's 3 pentacles here. There's also 3 pentacles on the shelf. There's foundations that you have built that I feel have not really given you what you expected. And I feel like you didn't get reciprocal energy. I feel like you are healing from rejection. It feels like a rejection wound is what it feels like here. Tell me about the outcome. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. I like that. I'm giggling because of something Charlie just said. It's like the person who's like, what kind of music do you listen to when you're really sad, when things aren't going your way? I think you give them the death metal soundtrack. It kind of feels like, yeah, I've been waiting. Yeah, I've got a perspective now. The Eight of Pentacles. Now I'm just going to put my nose to the grindstone and I'm going to work. And I'm going to become the best person. Like I'm going to become the subject matter expert on healing. The subject matter expert on working really hard. Because I feel like you're about to teach that to other people about how to get out of a situation where you are not getting reciprocal energy. Everybody's like, but I love them. I think you're teaching those people how to just pull away and put up their boundaries and burn the rest down and say, I'm done. It feels like here that you are... you have become, the student has become the teacher, right? Because when the student and the teacher are here at the same time, that's what I get here. The student is becoming the teacher here. And it's because you're becoming the subject matter expert on whatever hurt you. So you can teach it to other people. You're becoming a healer here, friend. What's around the corner? We have the Page of Wands in the reverse. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the Eight of Swords. I feel like what you have learned as the student here is that when I slow down, it's makes me a lot happier. It feels like the Page of Wands being in the reverse tells me I'm just not going to throw my wand in the air and take risks like that anymore. I'm just not going to risk my heart space. I'm not going to risk my happiness. It feels like somebody here no longer needs external validation. And when you no longer need external validation, you stop getting into these situationships. I think that's what's going on here. Somebody here has decided, when I get myself in that situation, I put myself in the Eight of Swords, where my hands are tied and then my heart's at risk. It feels like somebody here is healing their emotional energy and pouring the cup back in the water. No, thank you. I'm not taking your cup. It feels like somebody here has decided, I've been hurt enough. I'm emotional enough. And I just need to get out of my head about this finally. We've got the Five of Cups. Yeah, there is regret here. And I think you go from regret to healing that regret with the Temperance energy here, because you know that what's at risk is the Ten of Pentacles. You know that your future is at risk. So I think that this is a lesson that you're learning, but you're becoming the expert because the student is about to become the teacher. You are going to be helping people do the thing you did. Letting go is really hard for Leo because Leo's a fixed sign and very loyal. And so the loyalty signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, they all move very slowly to let go of things because they have a hard time doing it because of their loyalty. So I think that's the deal, that you had a hard time letting go of something and now you're no longer hurting yourself. We've got, by holding on to it, I meant. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Gemini energy. We've got Taurus, Scorpio. We've got Virgo, more Virgo energy, Sagittarius, Piscean energy, using your intuition. We've got more Virgo energy. Virgo, look, you've got all the details, man. You've gone over something at length. And now that you have your answer, you're not going back. Because Virgo is never going to repeat the same mistake. Once they see the analytics and they know the formula, they're never going to do that thing again. Speaking about you, Virgo, in the very best way, teaching us all lessons. Tell me about Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo in the next 7 days, Virgo. Whenever you find this, it'll be information for the next 7 days. That means there might be something in the archives right now that applies to you that didn't apply to you at the time. Tell me about Virgo. Virgo, we have the King of Cups in the reverse. We've got Temperance. We've got Balance here. Why is that? We've got the Page of Wands. And we've got the Ace of Wands. You know what? I think that you are coming out of a cycle, Virgo, of feeling really out of control with your emotions. And the truth of the matter is you're not a fan of letting everybody see your emotion on the surface. And so I feel like you're coming out of this cycle of really feeling your emotions. Maybe you've been crying a lot. If not on the outside, on the inside, it feels like if it's not crying and not feeling out of control in your emotions, it feels like your energy is scattered, like it's everywhere. I'm going to say that soon you will not have that feeling. Maybe you're already in this balance energy with Temperance, but it feels like something is about to heal itself. So maybe you've cried the last tear. Maybe things are that felt out of control are going to come back into control. And it's usually with the King of Cups, it's because now I've got my emotions under control again. And we've got the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands here, 2 wands. It feels like you may have been stuck in a situation that you couldn't get out of. And I don't mean physically, I mean emotionally. Maybe you were stuck in a situation that you couldn't understand. It feels like there's an excitement or a little bit of excitement, exhilaration, a spark of. There's a new cycle here. I think you're resting a little bit easier once the Ace of Wands shows up because life becomes a little more exciting again. You get back into this fire energy where you see things with a little extra light and it's time to go on some sort of new, exciting, and creative path. Tell me why the King of Cups is in the reverse. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, healed, right? Healing the emotions, healing of some sort of emotion that you were going through here. The Seven of Wands, I can't let that happen again. I've got to put up my boundaries. It feels like you were blocked, I'm going to say. It feels like an emotional block here. The list here. For me as an energy reader, this is Virgo and Pisces energy. It feels like you're now listening to your intuition, and that you have decided that you're just going to write it down or take mental note. You're really good with taking mental note, and you're just never going to let that happen again. You're never going to get to this place where it gets so overly emotional that you know, feels like somebody shook up the soda and just took off the top and it all fell at the top. That's what it feels like. I don't think that you ever want that to happen again. So it's time to organize your thoughts, time to organize your boundaries. I feel like that's how you're healing, is the Judgment card is here. It's a new cycle, but the tables have turned. And the reason the tables have turned is because the Seven of Wands is here. Now I've got the light in my hand. We've got the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands is in the hand of this person here. And it feels like now that you have control of your fire, now you can move forward here. It feels like you're being birthed into a new cycle, or the tables are turning, or there's something new is showing up here. Tell me about the Judgment card. We have the Three of Pentacles, time to build a new foundation here. It feels like something may have crumbled, like a foundation may have crumbled, or something that you'd had in your life for a while is gone. We have the Six of Candles, which is the Six of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you are... Oh, there's been a death. Okay. Sorry, Charlie's popping in here. We've got card number 20, but we also have card number 14. And so I feel like you're healing from some sort of death. And what I mean that is, definitely somebody could be healing from someone that they've lost physically. And if that's you, I'm really sorry that you lost someone. Somebody is healing from a death, but I mean transformation when I say that, of course. Transformation is really hard to deal with, and that accounts for this Judgment energy. So card number 14 is balance or temperance, but before that is card number 13. So, the universe never leaves you out to dry. Even through transformation, or even if you're experiencing a death, you're always going to get some sort of healing. Eventually, you're going to get some healing. I feel like that the energy that we're dealing with Judgment tells me that you make this really big decision. I've got to start rebuilding. So whatever it was that made you very emotional here, it's time for you to start rebuilding. I just don't think you exactly know where you're going to go right now. I feel like you feel like your hands are tied. I'm not really sure what to do. You're sort of overthinking everything. But I feel like you're on your way home. That could be literal for some of you. Maybe you're home for the holidays. But it feels like now you need to find a new home. You need to build new home. The Six of Wands is about coming back from the fight or the war. And it's about... getting your victory after that. It feels like you're in a better place. The sun is shining. Look at the sun over this person's head here. The sun is shining. I think you can see where you're going. But I feel like you know how to get in the vehicle and turn it on, but you're just not sure where to go. We've got the Two of Pentacles. You're going to wait for your balance here before you decide what you're going to do next. It feels like a decision needs to be made about where you're going to next. What is your next adventure? Tell me what the outcome is, because you're dealing with the end of something, being reborn into something that's brand new. So you have to decide how to structure your adventure. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Magus. That's the Magician. We've got the Ten of Cups. And we've got the Ten of Swords. So it's the good with the bad, right? It's the bittersweet ending is what it feels like. The bittersweet ending, though, has made you the Magician. I think you have new resources and tools. I think that you are aware that you have everything that you need to create whatever it is that you want. The harvest has come, I feel, and you've already had this new beginning. So card number 1 is the Magician. Before that is 0, right, which is the Fool. So I feel like you were forced off the edge. You were forced to take some sort of leap of faith that you didn't want to take, but something painful has ended. It could be a relationship. It could be that there's been a family fallout. For some of you, whatever it is, I feel like something has ended, transformed. It's not going to be that way ever again. And I feel like you've done as much healing as you can up to here. Tell me what's around the corner for Virgo. We've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. We've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like the Page of Pentacles in the reverse is telling me I just need to be really careful where I'm putting my emotional efforts. Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is here, and it is the beginning of something new. It could be a new relationship, but it also is good news. It's a feeling of maybe opening your heart just a little bit or listening to your intuition. It feels like you're not readily going to give energy, effort, or time into anything that is heartfelt or heart-based, or it feels like maybe it looks like good news from a distance, but I'm going to be skeptical. The Ten of Pentacles is here. I think you have the rest of your life to figure it out. I feel like you're going to be investing in the self rather than investing in other people at this time. The Queen of Swords is here, yeah. So this is the one who's just getting real about life. I just need to be really honest with myself about where I'm going from here. I have to get my boundaries in place. And yes, I'll give to people who deserve it, but I got to be really selective about where I put my time, effort, energy, and money, because it'll be really easy for someone to take that from me. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Child, which is the Fool. We did talk about the Fool. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. I think you're jumping into work. Maybe you're a person who buries yourself in work when things don't go right. I think that you'll be sort of engaging in holiday cheer, or maybe going out, having fun, celebratory times. It feels like you're about to jump into the holiday season is what it feels like, and just try and forget about whatever it is that you lost and try and move forward into the future. And just give people reciprocal energy as they give it to you, right? Let's find out what we've got here. We've got Libra. We've got Taurus, Cancer energy. We've got Capricorn energy, Leo, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, more Pisces energy. We've got Gemini and Aries, Sagittarius. Right. Right, all right. Libra. Let's find out what's going on with you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra the next 7 days. Whenever you get this, Libra, today, tomorrow, next year. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. All right. We've got the Ten of Cups, Libra. Ooh, and the Sun. I like it. Okay, we got the Three of Swords and the Devil. Somebody here is realizing what went wrong. Yeah. You know what, Libra? I feel like you had talked yourself out of ever being happy again, or ever being in another relationship, or ever getting married again, or ever. Like that. It feels like that. It feels like I'm never going to do that again. That was a bad idea. I'm never going to do that again. You know what it feels like? That in the next 7 days here, you come to a realization of why the last one didn't work out. Whether that's the last job or the last relationship, the last situation, whatever it was, the Sun is on the Three of Swords. You're seeing it really clearly about why things came to an end, about why I ended up heartbroken or disappointed over the situation. And I think it's because of codependency. It feels like you allowed someone to dictate where to go, what to do, what time to be there, when to be there. It feels like it was sort of an obsessive, codependent situation that you could not get out of, which means that if it was a relationship, it was somebody who would berate you every time you didn't obey their command. It feels like, you're coming to a realization that happiness is available to you, and that not every relationship is based on this energy of being kept or tied to something that is toxic. I feel like you're realizing that the Ten of Cups is still available. The sun is shining here. It's a vibration. It's a happy vibration that you're coming to here. I think that you're believing in joy or happiness or togetherness or family or marriage again. We've got the Strength card. We've got the Emperor. You're going to be a lot more careful with how you pursue. Yeah. And what you pursue. So it feels like this, I'm probably talking about a deep-rooted friendship or a relationship that was romantic. I feel like somebody here is going to be far, like I said, far more aware of and careful with how they pursue passion, sexual things. It feels like somebody here has decided to take control of that whole situation and hold back from the Two of Cups. And I don't think you're holding back for any reason other than I'm just going to be really careful about who I deepen my connections with. And if it feels wrong, I'm out. Like it feels like you are going to be super careful so you don't have to go through this heartbreak of picking up attachments that won't let go of you. It feels like you, for a while, had doubt that you would ever have another relationship. Maybe you were just sworn to bachelorette or bachelorism. It feels like somebody here decided that I'm just not doing that again. But I think you are finally deciding to let go of this heavy emotional burden you were carrying. And you realize that just because one relationship or two relationships didn't work out the way you wanted, that it doesn't mean like every relationship is going to end up like that. But if you don't learn or heal between relationships, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's just going to keep repeating and repeating and repeating obsessively. So I feel like somebody here has decided to hold back. Look, the Emperor is never going in, whether you are the female or the male. This is masculine energy, and the Emperor is never going to go in unless they know that they're going to win. And so I feel like somebody here was a person who would just jump in to relationships, and I feel like you're not doing that anymore. I feel like this Ten of Wands here is telling me that I'm relieving myself of the emotional burden, and I am just going to view this from a distance until I feel safe enough, or until I feel like this person fits into my life and I don't really have to change much. Because I feel like you have a lot to lose. I think you've built an empire of some sort, whether it's an emotional empire or a financial empire, but it feels like you've built your own empire and you're not willingly going to give it up to just anybody here. So we've got the High Priestess, we've got the Queen of Cups. Yep, you're keeping it all under the surface. I'm not going to tell them that I have feelings for them. I'm just going to keep it under the surface until I know it's safe to pursue. So I feel like somebody here is finally a full-blown High Priestess, listening to my intuition and not making a move not making a move on anything romantic or emotional related until I really do understand whether this person is the person that's going to be loving, kind, and compassionate or not. I feel like somebody here is being very, very careful at who they pick and how they pick. Look, the Knight of Cups is in the reverse. You are not dealing with any more unrequited love. It feels like you would rather be alone in your castle, in the empire, than have to deal with another bad relationship. So I feel like what you've decided is it doesn't have to be lights on or off. It doesn't have to be black or white, right? It doesn't have to be light or dark. It can be somewhere in the middle. But somewhere in the middle, you've got to be really careful. You've got to be really careful. You've got to hold back. You've got to be very selective with who you pick, who you exchange your emotional energy with. In fact, who you let touch you, who you let hug you. I think somebody here has decided to just view life from the throne for a little bit. I'm going to stay quiet and this Knight of Cups in the reverse is like, I'm never going to get into a place where it's unrequited love ever again. The outcome is the Six of Swords. Yep, a much calmer place. The Hanged Man. Look, the Hanged Man can be a place where you're in the pause. It can be a place where you're being held back. But in this case, I feel like your comfort is actually in the Hanged Man energy. Because in the Hanged Man energy, you're getting perspective and you're listening to your intuition and you're seeing things from a different perspective. And the different perspective is, I'm okay being single if all I'm going to get is unrequited love. I'm not in for that. I am not saying anything. I'm going to remain quiet and silent about my feelings until I know for sure, then I'll go in. So I feel like this Hanged Man is actually the calm place for you. We do have the Seven of Wands, and my boundaries are high. So I don't think you're just letting just old anybody in anymore. You're going to meet people where they're at, and if you don't like where they're at, I feel like you're going to keep them behind your boundaries. It's time to stand up for yourself and say, I am my own entity here. I'm the one that's doing the picking, and if you don't like that, then you can just move along. Tell me what is going on here around the corner. The Two of Swords is here. The Five of Cups is here. Oh, look at that. And the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Swords is Libra energy. Surprise, surprise, right? And it feels like you're just not going to shoot at things blindfolded anymore. It feels like you are listening to your intuition because the Five of Cups is what you're trying to avoid. I feel like you are going to try and stay in balance. Oh, isn't that interesting, right? Now you know where your balance is, and you're not going to let anybody rock your emotions out of balance again. So the way that you're going to know if somebody is for you, or if the situation is for you, or if the job is for you, is you're going to feel it out first. Instead of looking at it with, logic, you're going to figure it out emotionally within the self first. Then you're going to take a leap. Okay. So I don't think, what I feel is that you're ready for love, but you're looking for the pearl inside the oyster, right? You're looking for the golden relationship. You're not going to show somebody your feelings until it is time for you to pursue. You need to be in charge of who's in your life. You're no longer going to be pursued at this point. I feel like you're the one doing the pursuing. We do have Aries, we have Capricorn, we have Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. More Scorpio, more Cancer. We've got Libra energy and Aries. We've got Leo, Pisces, Gemini, Capricorn. We've got the Sun, which is Leo, and we've got Pisces at the bottom of the deck again. All right, all right. Let's talk about you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's talk about the next 7 days whenever you get this, Scorpio. Let's talk about Scorpio. Soon, Mercury will be in full-on moving forward. I don't know how to say that. It is no longer in retrograde, but understand that in the shadow period at the end here, it's speeding up in the universe again, right? It's speeding up. It's turning in the right direction. Everything's moving forward, and that's taking a little bit of time here. Tell me about Scorpio. What do I need to know about Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the next 7 days, Scorpio, we've got strength. What are you holding back on here? It feels like there is something. It feels like you're taming the beast. What's this? We've got the Knight of Cups. You're taking your time. Holding back and taking your time. You know what? You're not running at anything anymore. I feel like you have decided to hold back from the fantasy. And the fantasy is riding off into the sunset. I feel like you're just not going to be duped by that anymore. Tell me why the Knight of Cups is here. We have the Magician. We've got the Page of Wands. I feel like I'm speaking to a Scorpio who I feel creates, this is sort of daydreamy, kind of fantasy-like energy. Maybe you spend your time daydreaming about certain situations, whatever the situation might be. It feels like you hope that it's going to turn out a certain way, but sometimes it doesn't. So I think that what you have learned is that holding back There's a value in holding back your emotions when it comes to, if you've got a spark with somebody, if you've got excitement about something, a job, a situation. It feels like what you're going to do is check with your magician energy first. What is it that I want? The aces are up the sleeve of the magician. They've got all the tools and the resources, the skills that they need to get what they want. It's not that you can't have what you want, Scorpio. You just have to decide what that is. And I feel like you've decided that you're going to hold back and not get into fantasy land about, I would say, romanticizing whatever it is that you want. It happens all the time, right? People jump into things really quick and they just don't think any further ahead than the jumping off point, and then things fall apart. So I feel like you're being careful about something. It feels like there is something in the distance that has sparked your curiosity, has given you some sort of excitement, and you are reserving your judgment and holding back your emotions at this time. We've got the Devil. We've got the Queen of Wands. And we've got the Five of Swords. Oh, that's why. I feel like you don't want to be connected with someone again who makes you doubt yourself. Who feels like they have control over you, Scorpio. It feels like you have been in relationships that I would say they would borderline on abusive. It feels like with the Queen of Wands energy and the Devil here that you tend to get yourself into situations that look great aesthetically. And I don't mean just people. I mean situations in general that look great aesthetically. And the thing is that you're really, really loyal, right? It takes you a long time to get out of the situation because you're now attached to it. There's an attachment here. And it's really hard for you to say, okay, this isn't working. Even if it feels like by the time you jump in and you realize what's going on, the Five of Swords is here. Now I realize that we have fundamental differences. Now there's arguments, fiery arguments that are going on all the time about our difference of opinion. Look, it could be that you got into a business deal with somebody and you really don't like your business partner. It feels like that maybe you're holding back now because you've learned from other situations. Now you're going to have curiosity, exciting curiosity, but I don't think you're making a move because you don't want to get stuck again. You don't want to be stuck in a cycle that you can't get out of because of the way that you are, which is very loyal. I feel like, yeah, you run at things that are fiery. I think you like fire. It feels like you run into things that are fiery, and then you don't necessarily think it all the way through because it feels good at the beginning. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like now what's different is you're holding back because I feel like you've built some sort of financial future. Maybe money's doing really well. Maybe your job is doing really well. Maybe your business is doing really well. And I think that you now have legacy, or you're thinking in terms of your family or of the future and building a future here. You're not thinking about just jumping in with somebody. I'm going to say that you're not a dater. It feels like you've stopped dating and you're waiting for the right one to come along, the one who is going to be long-term. We've got the Death card and we've got the Six of Swords. Yeah, because you're not going through that again, friend. I think that I'm just going to say I'm feeling like I'm connecting with a masculine. Look, you could be feminine. You could be a woman. You could be a man. But I feel like this feels like somebody who is a man who gets into relationships because of like aesthetically pleasing. And then you realize that this person is trying to control you. And look, you can't control Scorpio, whether they are a woman or a man, whether they're feminine or masculine leaning, you're not going to control Scorpio. But Scorpio is so damn loyal, right? And so it's hard for you to get out once you get in. So I feel like what you're looking for is stability. I feel like you're looking for someone who's calm. I could be talking about a relationship, but I could be talking about a business or a business partner. you are going to feel the situation out. Death is here. That's your energy. That's Scorpio energy. And I feel like this is what has changed, that you're now looking at things in more of a long-term situation. Dare I say you're looking for the last thing, whether that's the last job I'm going to be at until I retire or the last relationship I'm going to be at until I walk off the earth. It feels like somebody here is hell-bent on this, the Six of Swords. It's the end of the chaos. I'm no longer going to be getting into chaos because I'm going to be careful. I'm going to be slow and I'm going to hold my energy back until I know for sure that this is the thing I want to invest in. And when I do decide that, I will invest in teeny tiny increments. I will give a little bit of effort, time, energy here, and we will open the door slowly, really, really slowly. Tell me what is the outcome for Scorpio. We have the moon energy, because now I think that you're in this energy of maybe what I'm seeing on the surface is not what's underneath the surface. Things are not as they seem. You're not as trusting as you used to be because of a situation that has taught you a lesson. You know what it is? You had your spiritual awakening, Scorpio. I feel like you've had your spiritual awakening. I feel like now you are listening to your intuition. You've gone through the dark night of the soul. I really love the way this is set up here with the hermit, with the light going toward the moon here. It feels like you have been in the dark and now you finally found your way. You finally have found your spiritual light, and no one can take that away from you. I'm not going to allow anyone to rock my peace. I need to have my alone time. Somebody that's with me needs to understand that I'm going to need to be off grid for a little bit. It feels like the Three of Swords, yeah. So it feels like you've gone in to heal some sort of disappointment or heartbreak. It could be the anxiousness. Yeah, it feels like a little bit of sitting next to the devil here. It feels like a little bit of anxiousness. And I'm not diagnosing you with anything. Please know I'm not a doctor, but I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety looking at the Three of Swords sitting with the devil energy. It feels like I can't repeat the pattern. I'm never going to be in the situation where my heart's going to be broken again, because I'm not going to repeat the pattern again. Because the devil is all about repetition, keeping you stuck. And I feel like you have learned this lesson and you've broke the chains that bound you, that you realize that just because it's got beautiful body work, the motor could be crap. You realize just because it's got a great paint job, the transmission could go next week. You realize that just the outside isn't really as it seems, and you really got to be moving slower in order to figure out what you want, because the Two of Cups is here, because like I said, once you're in, right? And I don't think that you want to deepen a connection with somebody, romantically or otherwise, and then have to back out, because that's the hard part. Because when you're in, you're all the way in, right? Because you've already jumped in, planning the future, all of that stuff. Temperance is here. And so when you jump in, you want to be able to be free, to be balanced in a situation and healed. So the thing is, I think I'm lecturing you on this because I think there's something or someone in the distance that you're looking at. It feels like either you're ready again to take on a new challenge, or to like the tables have turned here. It feels like there is a new chapter of your life coming up and you're being reborn, or you have been reborn, because this isn't the way you used to be. It feels like this is something new through a death experience, through transformation. With the Judgment here, this is an awakening. Somebody now sees something very plainly in a way that they never saw it before, which is, I need something that's balanced. And if it's out of balance, I'm out. I'm not doing this. So it's going to be very, very slow going. And I think you have all the time in the world. We've got the Seven of Cups. Yep. At the first sniff of I'm confused or illusion, I am out. Before I get caught in this place of, now we've created memories, now we've created nostalgia, I'm going to be out before we get to that place. All right. We've got Virgo and Pisces. We've got Scorpio, Taurus. We've got Sagittarius and Pisces. Cancer energy here. We've got the energy of Capricorn. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, Virgo, Cancer, and Pisces, Gemini and Aries, more Pisces energy, and Leo. All right, all right. Here we are, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, my fire family. Happy birthday, friends. This has been a good season so far. How's it going for you? Tell me when your birthday is. I want to say happy birthday. Thank you so much for all the ways you've been loving on this channel. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on for my fire family, Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter over the next 7 days, Sag, whenever you get this. The next 7 days. Oh, okay. Well, the Fool is here, my friend. Looks like you are on the edge of taking a leap into something that I feel is exhilarating but terrifying. A new chapter is about to open for you here. We've got the Four of Wands. Very interesting. It's going to be something to celebrate. It's like you're at the beginning of a new chapter where it's like two people have decided that we can do this together. Whether that's like a best friend or something that's romantic. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we've got the Queen of Cups. Okay, somebody's going to speak about feelings. Somebody's going to speak on feelings. Now, the Four of Wands for me is also going to the next level. So for somebody here, this could be what this is. Maybe you're in a relationship already, and this is about going to the next level. Now, if you're just newly met somebody and it's time to talk about whether or not we should have a date, I feel like that's what this next level is. Maybe you're somebody who has already had a couple dates. This person might be wanting to tell you how they feel about that and that they want to be exclusive with you. If you are already in a relationship, this feels like we could be moving to the moving in stage. Either way, it feels like a little bit of a daunting task. It feels like you're staring at the abyss and wondering if you are ready, strong enough to make the leap. It feels like a conversation needs to be had here, and I think it will be because the Knight of Swords is here, and I think this is coming sooner than you think, Sag, that there's going to be somebody who is, I feel, ready to speak about how they feel about you, and that you make them feel very balanced. They feel like they've known you from somewhere before. You make them feel something, period, I would say. You make them feel something. Tell me about the Fool. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Cups. Yeah, they feel like they've known you before. That's what it feels like. The Six of Cups is here. This person feels that they want to make a decision to go to the next level. If this is somebody who's watching you and hasn't said anything, this is a person who's going to ask you out. It feels like this is somebody that you already know or that you've already met. So maybe you don't have... maybe this is somebody you don't see all the time, but you've met them through someone or in a situation, or you've seen them before, maybe a couple of times. This is somebody who I think is ready to take the leap or is going to ask you to take the leap. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Cups here. That's what it feels like. The Two of Pentacles is making the decision, right? Back and forth, trying to get stability, looking at this. The person on the Two of Pentacles is looking at the Six of Cups going, I need to make a decision because I really feel like this is somebody that I've known before. This could be a soulmate or somebody that I've had a prior life with, possibly. It does feel like it is somebody who's coming back round, and I don't mean that you've dated them before. I mean this is somebody who's coming back round in the fact that you guys don't see each other all the time. You might meet only when you're in a social group. You might see them only when you go to your kid's ball game or only when you go to your child's sporting event. It feels like, we're coming back round again, and I feel like this person in one of these times that you see them is going to ask you out. It's the beginning of something that they're feeling emotionally. And now we have two cups here, right? The Queen is carrying one, and we do have the Ace of Cups. Tell me what else is going on here. We've got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And the Star. I think that you've been hoping that this would happen. I think there is an attraction here, and that I feel that somebody doesn't quite know, how much should I give? How much energy, effort, and time should I give? I'm worried about that. I don't want to overgive. I don't want to overstep. It feels like someone has a little bit of worry about 2 cups. I don't want to deepen this too quickly. I don't want to jump when maybe I am not ready to jump. It feels like somebody might have a little bit of worry about how quickly this is going to move. It feels like you're the person who wants it to move a little, or maybe the other person is one who wants to move it a little slower because you're in fire energy, but the star is here. I think that there is hope that we can maybe get together, go out to a movie, maybe have a coffee. It doesn't feel like anything that we're doing that is very invested. We're not meeting each other's families or friends, but it feels like something at the very beginning, just getting to know each other, bringing things into alignment. Just going to say, it feels like with the star and the 9 of cups here, it feels like this person is a wish fulfillment for you. So I think that you've been noticing this person too, and you've been hoping that they will come forward. I think that they will. I think that they see you as very kind and compassionate and loving, someone who's very easy to approach, someone who's very easy on the eyes, whether you are a woman or a man, feminine or masculine. It feels like this star energy with the 9 of cups tells me that alignment is here. Alignment, and that's the time that we're going to meet someone, usually when we don't need the external validation, when we're not looking. Somebody who's built their happiness all on their own, doesn't really require someone in their life. It's not a need to have any longer, because you realize that you don't get happiness by being in a relationship. You get happiness by being happy first, and then you attract what you are. So I feel like there is wish fulfillment coming for you. This is something you've been hoping for, and I think that it is about to go down. Tell me what the outcome is for Sagittarius. We've got the King of Cups. Oh, so somebody sees you. Oh, sorry, the King of Pentacles. I thought it was King of Cups. King of Pentacles. Somebody sees you as kind, compassionate, and loving. You see this person is moving super duper slow. They are someone who is going to want to get stability, someone who's going to want to get dependability. They are somebody who is not going to move very fast, and that's why we do see the page here, because this person has already built themselves financially. They've built a kingdom, and they don't really want to lose any of it. They're trying to keep their balance, trying to keep their stability. The Knight of Wands is here, and as much as they want to race forward and be brave, I feel like this person is going to move slow. They're going to fight their urge to move forward here. We've got the Empress energy here. So it does feel like we've got a king. And I mean, just because we've got one king here, it doesn't mean that this is not an emperor. It just means that somebody's leading. With the King of Pentacles energy, it also could it could mean that this is what they do for a living. They could be in finance. They could be a bank manager, right? They could be somebody who is very good with money or business and has built a kingdom already. So I think that they have their eye on you because they see that you don't need anybody. I was just saying that about the 9 of Cups, right? Here it is, 9 of Cups. That you don't really need anybody. So that you are on your own, doing your own thing, minding your business, and that if something came along, you would welcome it. I feel like if somebody you were to attract somebody who is worthy of your energy, I feel like you are ready for it. But this person, I think what's attracting them is they realize that you don't need them. And I think that is what's attracting them, is they know that you are sovereign. You're on your own. You can do your own thing, and you don't actually need them. This person might be someone who's very busy in business, busy running the kingdom. Tell me what is around the corner for Sag. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Swords. This person is about to give you romantic reciprocal energy. And what I mean by that is, maybe they're going to look you in the eye, like straight in the eye. You're going to feel like they're scanning your soul. This isn't just plain eye contact. This is like feeling like looking really at you really closely, looking at the spirit behind the eyes. The 6 of Pentacles is, I feel like you two will both be eye gazers. It feels like this, that when the Knight of Cups shows up, it's a little bit of fantasy. It's a little bit of riding off into the sunset. It's daydreaming. It feels very cozy, sort of giving each other really good eye contact. That's what it feels like. The 10 of Swords is here, and it feels like somebody has released something in their life. It does feel like probably somebody is still dealing with the scars of old relationships, but I feel like they're willing to move super slow, see if they can build something with you that is emotional or romantic. And we've got the Queen of Swords. You know what they really love about you is that you're really very honest. Yeah, but you're honest in the kindest way. I love when I get the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups together, because the Queen of Swords is no bullshit, right? She's just going to say it like it is. I'm just going to be really super honest with you, but I'm going to do it in the kind and most compassionate way that I know how. Still going to give you the truth, but I'm going to do it really kindly. And I think that's attracting the king, because the king, it doesn't have time for crap, doesn't have time for bullshit. I'm running the kingdom. I got a lot of stuff to do. So can you just be honest with me? So I feel like you're a person who is kind and compassionate, but you speak your mind and you're very forward. You're very honest and truthful, but you're very much in balance. We've got the Eight of Swords. Why is that? Eight of Swords is here with the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. You're not going to see that coming. No way. You're not going to see that coming, because this person's been mute. Look, the Four of Pentacles is here with the Eight of Swords. They've been up in their head, and it looks to you like they're not open, like they're not vulnerable. They're not being vulnerable with you. But then we have the Page of Cups, which tells me a surprise is coming, that somebody who's standing on business sees you as their equal, right? The King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is here. Somebody who's very traditional. So I feel like they are a person who would traditionally go after what they want. So that might be that the masculine energy, whether it's in a woman or a man's body, is the one who is going to pursue, because look, the Empress won't. The Empress will not pursue. Right. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Pisces. We've got a more Aquarius energy. Yeah, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, and the Empress is Libra and Taurus. Why do I feel like I've been reading forever? This feels like it's taking a long time. What do I got for time here? I guess I'm doing pretty good. Let's find out what's going on with you Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me all about Capricorn. Capricorn, thank you so much for all the ways you've been loving on the channel. I appreciate you. This reading is going to be for the next 7 days, whenever you get it. Today, tomorrow, or next year. Tell me about Capricorn. Okay, I'm going to throw cards out. Oh, I like the Seven of Swords in the reverse, but it's kind of a wild card for me. It's like the truth is coming out, or something's being revealed. Something that was previously hidden is about to be revealed. We've got the Two of Swords. Just making sure. No, I thought that I had maybe had the deck in reverse, but I don't. Two of Swords is in the reverse. So somebody here I feel is made a decision or is going to make a decision based on something that's being revealed. It feels like something that's been under the surface is something that comes to the surface. A secret's coming out is what it feels like. Capricorn, a secret's coming out, or something you didn't otherwise know. Maybe your intuition tipped you off a little bit, but the Two of Swords tells me a decision has already been made. Tell me what this is about here. We've got the Five of Cups. And we've got the Three of Cups. Well, isn't that interesting? It's like it makes you go from this place of sadness and regret and nobody wanted me anyway to this place of celebration. Hey, come on out with us. Let's go out. Like, it feels like a Capricorn that you go from, I feel like this is good news. It feels like whatever's revealed, a decision that's made, gets you out of the doldrums. It gets you out of the sadness of the Five of Cups. It feels like it quickly turns into the Three. Oh yeah, and you detach from being stuck in this mental place. Yeah, this mental place, this place of worry. Tell me what this Seven of Swords in the reverse is. We've got, oh, it's a surprise. And it's good news. And that's why the Five of Cups turns into the Three. We've got the World card. And the Ten of Pentacles. Look, you're about to get some good news. I'm going to say this in a few ways because it's coming in a few ways here. It feels like there was a relationship that was stuck. It feels like something was stuck here that was maybe a block that was blocking you from good news. it feels like you're going to get good news that something has come to an end, that is wrapped up or is coming to an end. This is a milestone. This is something you've been waiting for. So it could be something to do with financial stuff. It could be something to do with a new job. Maybe you've been waiting on the new job. It feels like really good news is showing up for you. And it is going to give you enough to start planning a future. For others of you, I feel like you're probably either already in the relationship or you are involved with and really have feelings for somebody who is attached to another situation. That person who has already said to you, look, yeah, I'm in the middle of separation, but I'm going for a divorce or something like that, that is going to be finalized. Or this person says to you, look, I just need to close the door on the old relationship and then we can begin our life together. It feels like you're getting some really good news that something here is being revealed to you. The Two of Swords in the reverse is the decision has already been made, and it makes you go from this place of frustration or regret or this place where you were overthinking everything. It makes you go to this Three of Cups. Now we can celebrate. We have something to celebrate. We have this good news to celebrate. We have the Three of Wands. This is good. Excitement, adventures. It's almost like your whole countenance has changed. You go from this place of feeling stuck and feeling blocked. This is never going anywhere. I'm going to walk away, or this is never going to happen because that person's married or that person's in a relationship. It feels like, or I'm never going to get the promotion because the person that is ahead of me in line is never going to leave the company, and then all of a sudden they quit. And then that position becomes available. It feels like something that you didn't expect. Oh yeah, she's got, is that what she got in her hand? Yeah, she's got a magic wand in her hand. It's like somebody just waved the magic wand and all of a sudden something that wasn't available for you, or there was a block in the way between you and the thing that you wanted, and now it's going to magically be removed here. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. We got the Ten of Swords. It feels like something here is coming to an end. You're going to be able to release it. Now, the Ten of Swords can be a hard ending, right? But it feels like this hard ending is the only reason that it's hard is because it was hard on your nerves. I think that you were right at the point where you were about to give up and move off into the future, into the wild blue yonder by yourself. And I feel like at the very last second, when you're ready to say, you know what, I don't think this is going to work, it feels like somebody here experiences an ending, and I don't think it's you. I think it's someone who has decided, I can't do this anymore. I gotta be happy. All right. The Ten of Cups is here. Somebody here wants to combine our families, yours, mine, and ours. And let's be happy together. It feels like somebody was not happy where they were. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Nine of Cups. Your wish fulfillment is here. But can you receive it? It's up to you, right? Her arms are open, but you have to be able to receive it. Eight of Pentacles is in the reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles is in the upright. I've got somebody here who is now confident. You know what? I feel like you were slowly starting to pull your energy away from this. Because you realize that possibly maybe this was not where you wanted to put all your effort, time, and energy. It feels like this wish fulfillment that you thought was yours, possibly you began to pull away from. Like I said, the Nine of Wands makes me feel like you were at the edge of burning out. You're like, I can't do this anymore. This is not my happiness. This doesn't feel good. It's not making me happy. And then I think with this good news showing up here, that the Eight of Pentacles being in the reverse turns into the Nine in the upright. It feels like you're now really confident. You have something to be confident about, something that is building. I feel like you really didn't need this, I'm going to say, because it feels like you've already built yourself up to a certain place here. But I feel like you wanted it, but didn't need it. The confidence is here now, though, that wasn't here before, that this truly is your wish fulfillment. The what's around the corner is the Fool. I like it. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. So it feels like here you're, and the Justice card is here too. So, oh yeah, somebody came back. That's what it feels like. Somebody decided that they have to make a decision about going out there and then coming back realizing that they didn't want what was out there anymore. So the Fool is here. Feels like there is going to be some sort of new, exhilarating, fun, exciting leap of faith. It's kind of like, feels like a free fall. It's a little bit scary, but it feels like it's going to change everything. I feel like you were this close to rejecting somebody. Feels like you were this close to saying, I don't need this. I'm just going to stay in my comfort zone. I don't need to be, we've got the three cups here. I don't need to be a third party to anything. Nope, maybe I just need to stand alone. But I think when the wheel shows up, that everything comes into balance. Everything begins to be restored here. So I think that something is changing, is in the process of developing. It feels like this may not have happened to you yet, but I feel like if you've been in this situation, look, this could be in the workplace. We've got a lot of pentacles. Like I gave you that scenario. It could be something like that. It feels like a block is removed so you can step forward into your wish fulfillment. We've got the Four of Swords. We had to wait for something to heal. But we had to wait for something to heal before we could move forward here. All right, we've got Pisces energy. We've got Aquarius energy. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus. We've got Cancer. We've got Scorpio, Virgo, and Piscean energy. More Taurus energy on the bottom of the deck. All right. Aquarius. Tell me what's going on for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius for the next 7 days. No matter when you get this, Aquarius, today, tomorrow, next year. Tell me about Aquarius. Tell me about Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aquarius, we have the Eight of Cups here. Tell me why. We have the Queen of Cups. So everything's in the reverse. Queen of Cups is in the reverse. We've got Temperance. Aquarius, I'll tell you what it's giving me right away. Please don't go. Please come back. Everything will be better. Everything will be healed. Somebody's begging you. Somebody's begging you to come back. Yep, they sure are. It feels like you have already departed, but someone is asking you to come back. I feel like this person's turning on the waterworks. It does feel, with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, it feels to me like someone is out of control when it comes to their emotions. They're overly dramatic. They have no control over their emotions at all. It feels like this person is like, I'll change. It'll be better. I know it was rocky back and forth, but Temperance being here, I know I can heal it. I know I can change. It feels like someone is asking you to come back, or if you're planning on leaving, is asking you to stay. It feels like with the Three of Swords here, that it feels like this is irreparable for you on your side, though. I feel like even if you do go back, and even if we do get this Temperance for a while, it feels like you can't remove the scars of the Three of Swords. And that might be for those of you who have experienced someone cheating. It feels like, some people will go back to a marriage even after someone's committed the infidelity, but, we just never are the same again. And I feel like somebody here with it's like their emotions are out of control, and they may have said things or done things that were really hurtful. It doesn't have to be infidelity, but it feels like they said or did things that were really hurtful. And so this person is sorry, I want to say again, and they're asking you to come back. We've got the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Death card. This person is realizing that you're giving your energy, time, and effort to something else, and they don't like it. I feel like it could be a friend group. It could be another relationship. I feel like this person, they know it's going to be the end of the financial end of it as well. I feel like you're a person who was probably giving this person a lot of things, buying them a lot of things, but I think that this was out of balance. I don't think you cared, though. I think you're a person who wants to provide, so I don't think you cared that they weren't putting as much in financially as you were, but it feels like it was a little bit off balance. I feel like this person watches you. They watch you online. They might watch you on social media. If you're not on social media, maybe they know your group of friends, or they know your... Look, they could be driving by your house. I'm just saying, the Page of Swords is here. And with the Death card here, it's like something has come to an end and they really want you back. So now they're watching your movements. They're watching who you talk to. They're watching who you're online talking to, what you're posting on Instagram, wherever, TikTok, whatever it is. It feels like they're really watching you closely since the ending. The thing is that I don't think that this was just a relationship. I think that this also came with some sort of cash cow thing, is what I'm saying. I feel like you were supplying all the material wealth and also giving this person reciprocal energy. So I don't think that they only want you back for money, but I think that they're realizing how much you really did put in: time, effort, energy, money. It doesn't have to be money. They're realizing how much effort you really did put in. I don't think you're going back, to be honest. I feel like the Three of Wands tells me that you've already got your eye on the future, that you want to go out there and see what's on the ships that are coming in. Feels like you've already made that decision, to be honest. We've got the Nine of Cups. I feel like you weren't happy where you were. I feel like you were dealing with someone who just had no ability to control their emotions. And so you ended up with a lot of very overly dramatic things going on with this person. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. We've got the Six of Cups. It does feel like you are realizing that we had a good run. You're like, we've had a good run, but now it's time for me to be happy. The Six of Cups is nostalgia. You're thinking, that's the thing. I think that this is an on again, off again thing. I'm just going to be honest with you. It feels like it's an on again, off again thing for some of you. And it feels like this is a looking forward to the future, and then somebody calls you back, and then we get into the next cycle again. I feel like with the Nine of Cups here, that your wish fulfillment is with a soulmate for sure, but I think you keep going back because the Six of Cups can also be going back around again. Nine of Cups is here. It feels like when you leave, you turn your back and you go, but then you remember all the good times, the nostalgic, happy times. This happens a lot. People that want their ex back, right? They forget the reasons why we broke up. And all of a sudden we start romanticizing the thing that we had that was good, but we stop remembering the things that we had that broke us up, because the Seven of Wands is here. Because somebody stood up for themselves, and I think it was you. You stood up for yourself. You protected what was yours. You said, no more. I can't do this. I need to put up these boundaries. And once you put up boundaries, I feel like it breaks things apart, but I feel like this person is calling you back again, and they want to try and make it up to you and all the dramatic and emotional things that go on with that. I'm rolling my eyes. You can't see me. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm a Taurus. I'm on your side, right? Once I say no, it's no. Once you're done, you're done. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. No, I think you're good on your own. I'm just going to say, I think you've closed yourself off to this. Yeah, I think you've closed yourself off to this. In fact, I think you're really confident that you could find another relationship if you want one, but I don't think you want one. The Four of Pentacles is here. I think you're just protecting your heart at this point. I don't think you're ready to be vulnerable again, that you're just sort of shut off and shut down. It feels like what your death grip is on at this time is the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you're looking at building up yourself again. This feels like it's very dramatic, and that this person would probably lay a lot of heavy stuff on you. And it's not like you can't do that in a relationship, but I think it was very one-sided. And so when people get overly emotional or overly dramatic with you, it's irritating, because you're a person who's trying to make logic out of all of the emotions that somebody's dumping on you. So I feel like this Knight of Cups tells me that you could do it if you want to, but I don't think you want to. I think you're going to remain single for a while in order to build your finances, your reputation, yourself, build your, to try to encourage yourself, build yourself up again before you take on something that is heart space related. And I think you're going to take your time, because the Knight of Cups is the passive energy. You're going to take your time with this Nine Pentacles here. Around the corner, yeah, Emperor here. Five of Wands and the Six of Wands. So I feel like you're on your horse here out. Yeah, I feel like this Five of Wands is telling me, look, I feel like you're going to struggle with whether to go back or not. It does feel like you're going to struggle. You're going to be in indecision. You're going to beat yourself up about it. But the truth of the matter is you are the emperor. You're the one who has all the resources. You're the one who has the stability. You're the one who's in control. You're the one who has the things that you've built. And I feel like the humanitarian side of you is like, but I just can't leave them in the lurch. I think that you have a good group around you, a good group of friends or maybe family who are cheering you on and saying, look, just come home for a while. Just come home for a while and let's talk about it. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, and then you can figure out where you're going to invest from there, how you're going to begin again, how you're going to start the new cycle. Yeah, I think you need to get out of the chaos. I think this was very chaotic for you. You need to get out of the chaos and into the calm for a little bit and be really honest with yourself. It's time to set your boundaries and be really honest with yourself about what you want next. And I don't think you know what you want next because the Two of Swords is here. I know what I do know is that you're going to protect your heart right now. That's what it feels like. But we do have Six Swords, one in the hand of the Queen is 7, and we've got 8, 9. I feel like, not really listening to your intuition at this time. It's sort of swimming around in your head, worried about what's coming up for the future. There's your intuition. There we go. I feel like once it goes from the head into the soul energy, into the intuition, into the solar plexus here, I feel like that's when you begin to move again. But I think that you need to go somewhere where it's familiar. Your group of friends, your family. A lot of people, when they get into relationships that are dramatic or toxic like that, it's it keeps you away from them because the friends are like, look, we're done with your person who can't hold their shit together. And Aquarius tends to attract people who are really smart and logical. So I think that it could be that. We have Leo. We have Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries here. We do have Aries, more Aries energy. We have Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Scorpio, Pisces. We have Taurus energy and, lots of water. I'm just saying. Lots of water, lots of emotions. And I think you're going to be glad to just get to a place like dry land where you don't have to be in the water anymore. All right, Pisces. My water family. How are you, friends? Two Fishes friends. I hope you're well. Let's find out what's going on with you, Pisces, for the next 7 days. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me what's going on with Pisces. Whenever you get this. Today, tomorrow, next year. Oh, I can hear the beeping outside. We've had some snowfall, and they're already removing the snow. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Page of Swords, Pisces. What's this? We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, you know what? I don't think you're going to have to wait much longer for this. It feels like somebody who's been watching you, might be coming forward to give you some attention here. It feels like someone's been lurking. I want to say lurking because we've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. This is somebody here who's trying to decide whether they want to build a future with you or build maybe just a foundation. It could be a friendship, right? It could be a friendly foundation. Maybe they don't know you as well as they want to know you, and they just want to get to know you better. Three of Pentacles, that's partnership, right? It feels like we're talking about somebody here who could have had a foundation that crumbled. I feel like this person is lurking and watching. And so if there is somebody who's in your wheelhouse at this time who you feel like you've fallen out with, and I don't feel like it's like this Three of Pentacles to me in the reverse is not like a falling out because of an argument. It feels like, we just don't have a reason to see each other. Maybe the only time you see this person is when you're in a group of people, and maybe you haven't seen the group of people for a while. So it feels like there is somebody here who wants to build a partnership after they haven't seen you in a while. They want to get more trust, build something with you. I want to say that they're lurking, and you're not going to have to wait much longer. The Six of Wands is here, and it does feel like there is this electric energy between you whenever you see them. But I feel like this person notices you. Like when you walk in the room, they notice you immediately. You're like there's electric around you. They want to give you attention, and I think that they've been lurking probably spying on you online. And if you don't have online access here, it's probably someone that you know that is in a group, maybe in the neighborhood, somebody that you know through someone else. They might be saying, so, how's Pisces? I haven't seen Pisces in a while. Just to kind of get a feel on what's going on with you. We've got the Fool in the reverse. Ooh, this person's thinking of diving in head first here. We've got the Moon energy. In the reverse, something is being revealed. We've got the Seven of Wands. So, the Fool is here. Something's being revealed. Somebody who's been lurking and watching is going to reveal something. I feel like the Seven of Wands is telling me that somebody's about to stand up for themselves and about to show you some kind of emotion. The Moon in the reverse for me is the feeling, energy reader, right? The feeling of the sun. And so something is either coming to the surface or being revealed. Somebody's going to reveal that they actually want to just jump in head first. They're going to stand up and say something here. Tell me about this. And it feels like it happens sooner than you think, or sooner than later, because the Seven of Pentacles is in the reverse. And that tells me that somebody has seen enough. They've been lurking and they've been watching and they've seen enough. And they're about to maybe reveal something that's emotional, something that might connect you to a little bit more. We've got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Four of Cups. They're scared that they're going to be rejected. So they want to come forward, but they're scared they're going to be rejected. This is somebody who has been holding feelings under the surface, something that you can't see. It's like the car is on and they're waiting for it to heat up. Look, I'm in the middle of winter here. And for those of you who are in the hot weather, if you're in the southern hemisphere, or you are somebody who lives in a hot climate, you don't know what I mean. But in the wintertime, you scrape the windows, you turn on the car, you scrape the windows, and then you sit there in the cold waiting for the heat to kick in, waiting for the snow to melt on the windshield. It feels like that. It feels like someone's defrosting. They're worried. They're worried that they're going to be rejected. They think that there might be other people involved, or that you might have someone else. Maybe you're dating someone and they're not aware of it, because I don't think you're really very acquainted with them. You understand? I feel like they're part of a group, or that you know them through someone else. And so I feel like they're worried that if they do come forward, that they are and show their feelings, that they could be rejected here. Oh, that's what it is, right? I feel like you are the Empress. It feels like, when we're dealing with the Empress, somebody sees your worth. They see your worth. They know what you're capable of. They know that you don't need them. And that is a problem in 2025. The problem in 2025 is now, whoever is pursuing the Empress, whether the person pursuing is male or female, feminine or masculine, that you have to bring more than money and stuff. You have to bring more than an income. You have to bring more than providing, because look, the Empress provides for him or herself. You have to bring spirituality. You have to bring stability of your emotions. You have to be emotionally aware. You have to be someone who is ready to pursue your passions. You have to be somebody who is stable and grounded. It feels like somebody feels like they're running out of time, that you might have someone else in your life, or that someone else might be pursuing you as well. I feel like they are ready to get in the car and go. They're just waiting for it to defrost. Tell me about the outcome, please, for Pisces. We have the Queen of Cups. Yep, there are deep feelings here. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And we have the Nine of Wands. So you're dealing with somebody who I feel is almost there. I'm going to say that it's at the moment where they're just like, maybe I just shouldn't do this. Maybe I'll just back away and be done with it. It's at that moment that everything changes. That this person gets this attack of emotion. This particular queen is holding two cups. She's got one facing down, one facing up. Someone is going to declare feelings. That's what it is. They're going to declare feelings. And, it doesn't have to be in a huge way, but the Queen does indicate that they have a lot of feelings. And it doesn't have to be in a massive way. It could be as much as maybe asking your friend does Pisces have social media? Is there any way that I can get in communication with Pisces without having to go through you? So everything's about to change. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is the Wheel of Time is turning and a new cycle is about to show up. And I think just as things are ready to end and you're ready to drop it. So for those of you who you do know this person who you've seen before, who is in a group and you're hoping they would pursue, I don't think they have been, because I think they've been watching you from a distance. I'm talking to you now, those of you who do have social media. They're watching your social media in hopes of getting you to know you better through the things that you post, through the friends that you have. And I feel like they're probably trying to connect with you that way, or they already are connected with you that way. It could be someone like, people do it all the time, right? You meet somebody and you're like, what's your Insta, right? It feels like you are connected with somebody who wants to keep track of you. And they have been keeping track of you. Tell me what's around the corner. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Five of Cups. This person has to get out of their head, and that's why they're going to be brave and pursue. They're going to go get what they want. The Knight of Wands is being very brave, but is arriving on wobbly legs. They're not really sure what they want, but they're going to be brave and going to step forward. This person just needs to get out of the chaos of the mind, because the Six of Swords is here, which tells me that this person is overthinking everything. They're an overthinker, and they're no longer wanting to be in this overthinking energy. So the Five of Cups is here. I think that this person is worried that the Two of Cups is already poured out, that they haven't seen you in a while. So that makes me think, like, for some of you that maybe you don't have social media, or you're just not connected to them on social media. They haven't seen you in a while. And I think that they're sad about that they haven't seen you in a while. And then we have the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. I'm telling you, this person is about to come forward here. The next celebration that happens, which for you could be a dinner that you're having with your friends. Maybe that's where you're going to see this person. It could be that you're going to Christmas dinner. That's where you see this person. Maybe it's your brother's friend or your sister's friend or somebody that always gets invited to Christmas dinner. But it could be the New Year's Eve thing, right? It feels like it's going to be during some sort of house celebration is what it feels like. It feels like a get-together of people, and it feels like that's where this person springs it on you. The next time you see them in they sure spring it on you. Next time you see them in a public place, everything is going to shift. And I think that they're going in. I think that they've been thinking about it, organizing it. Yep, they're in the new cycle. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, look at this. The Ace of Cups is here. There's the person who's pursuing the King of Wands, right? So Judgment is here. The tables are turning. I feel like somebody is going to pursue. Somebody that you didn't think was going to pursue is now being reborn at this moment. Feels like they are crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. This is what I've got to say because I can't screw it up, because this is the Empress. The Empress has a lot of opportunity. And yep, feels like that's what's going down. Boom, there it is. The Tower's shifting everything. And the illusion drops that this person really wasn't interested in you. I think that they are, and they just didn't say. And that's why the Fool is in the reverse. And that's why the Moon is in the reverse, because the reveal is boom, right there in your face. Somebody's jumping in because the Tower is shifting everything. And somebody's going to shock you or surprise you. Ooh, very interesting. Look, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I should tell you, you could be dealing with Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, or Taurus. We have Capricorn energy. We have more Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Aries. Yeah, I think that's it. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much. Oh, Virgo. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Cancer. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Bye-bye.